Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is May 26th of 2023. It's 6:20 a.m. in the morning. I think this is my second time using this webcam program that I'm using to replace BandiCam. This does not use, by the way, you don't have the option, I don't think, for a virtual camera, and that suits me just fine. Having a virtual, camera, I'm sure that there's a lot of useful things for it because a whole bunch of different web type cams and things and programs like that, they use that for some reason. I positively hate it because I'll be trying to do something, or would be trying to do something, and that would pop up. Or if I were trying to use a camera, they'd say you're already using a camera. So I'm glad that I'm glad that I moved on from BandiCam, although I had quite a few years of using it, and I still own a number of rights to to BandiCam that I can use for, I think, about 3 or 4 I can use for a year or 2 more, because I had lifetime memberships, and then they did away with lifetime memberships. And so then they made something where, okay, you can, your lifetime is over, but, well, not my lifetime, I hope. So anyway, this is a new program for me, and I think this is the second, maybe it's the third, because I made a couple of short videos. What I did in the past was have the system set up so I could switch back and forth, like using BandiCam or OBS or whatever, and I could hit a button on my screen that showed to me. Sometimes I had it where you could actually see it. That was part of one of the things. But now I think what I'm going to do, anyway, I liked it, and I think that I had to do that, or really wanted to do it for you people. I think it just, now at this point, I think it just didn't work for me. I was, you'd be looking at my video, and I'd be talking to you and saying, oh, well, this here, and I would think that I had hit the button to go over to bring up, a whatever I was talking about, and that wasn't a big deal. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just, I would usually catch it. But I'm thinking now, going this direction, which I could have done with you, but I think I'm going to go this direction. I'm going to have me not half of the screen or even the full screen. I think I'm just going to have me up in the corner. And now I might make it, larger. I'm not sure about that. I'm perfectly okay with this, because you don't need to see me. No close-ups, please, And what I do want to do, though, is what I did before, and that is up above me, in that area there. I would like to have the date and time, and I'd like to have also it would tell you how long, the video had been, how long I've been recording it. And so that's something I'll need to work on. I know there are the capabilities here for that. This webcam program is called BandiCam, BANDICAM. I'll put a link below it. I may not get it done today, but there'll be links before, when I'm using it. Even if I'm not using it, if I happen to use something else, I'll put the link before. I don't get any commission. But please do, any links you see below, if you can, please use them. The Amazon let's see, the Amazon okay. Let's see, let's go to Howard's Notebook. Let's see. Oh no, go to YouTube and then go to my site. Let's see. There I am, I think. My channel. Well, one thing, there are links which I think very few of you know about, really. I mean, here's a link for my Amazon profile. It's up at the top, of my YouTube site. And I need to come in and work. I need to work on this. I do think I need to pick up for my Samsung Galaxy Note 9. I think I need to get a better case for it to protect it. It came with like a case just for the back of it or whatever, but I also want one where I can clip it to my belt, which might be a little if the clip gives out. But anyway, let's go back here. Okay, where did I? So that was like the Amazon. Now over here is another link. It's to BBS, the documentary. If you haven't seen it, I'm in it a little tiny bit. I was the comedian. I got the biggest, maybe the only laugh, I don't know. And before I went out to the preview in California at the computer museum. And when I got there, and I came the furthest, Jason, the guy who produced and did that fantastic work, which was a lot of work. When I got there, he said, "Now, Jim, we're previewing this is the way it's going to be, but we haven't burned it." He said, he says, "I haven't burned it to, the DVDs yet. So I can, edit out if you're unhappy." And he said, "You got the biggest laugh." And he says, "Do you want to check it out or do you want to remove it?" And I said, "No, just go with it. I don't care." And they did. So I'm waiting for Netflix to contact me to, maybe they want me to be on their, do a comedy special for them. I'm kidding, of course. And also there is, oh, I guess I should click on this and show it to you. So this is BBS the documentary. He did a fantastic job of it. Remarkable. I think, it's either 2 or 3 DVDs, and he covers other subjects, and but did a remarkable job. I think he must have done about 250 people when he went to interview. You know, it depended on the person, of course. Yeah, I think some were much shorter, but then of course only the top people had significant time in there, and they deserved it. The guy who actually invented the first bulletin board system in Chicago, I think it was. And then the person or persons that came up with FidoNet and all these other things, they got more time. But about 250 people altogether contributed, and he, after several years, he released all but one of the videos out, made it public. It's in the what do you call that? The archives, internet archives or whatever. It's in there, so you can watch all but one of the people who was fully interviewed. All but one, you can watch their video. I think I was recorded for 2 or 3 hours, I think, maybe 2.5 hours, I think. My video, by the way, is the only one that was not released. What does that tell you? It tells you something. I have no idea why. I could speculate, but I'm not going to do that. Now, by the way, if you want to be a YouTube person and you're looking for material, those 250 or so videos are available, well, except for one, are available. And you could go in there and, don't just copy them. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you could just go in and take material from all these different videos and put it together, and you could make a YouTube video or something. If you think about it, put together these people talking about different things, you could put it together and you could have some material. That would be something that was legitimate. Jason released, he posted that anybody can use his material. One of the stories that I've told about when Jason interviewed me, he interviewed me in Carrollton, Texas. And down in the family room, that's where I slept, and that's where I had my computers or whatever. So, of course he had, professional, camera and equipment, but it was just him doing it. So he came and he set it up, and then he said, okay. And I started talking, and I just talked and continued talking, and then after about 45 minutes, I think it was, I said, Jason, maybe you'd like to ask me some questions. And he said, that's never happened before. And I said, what? And he said, nobody's nobody just started talking and talked for 45 minutes. And I said, I'm sorry. And he said, no, that was interesting. So there's something you could act. Well, no, I was going to say you could go, but you can't because mine's not on. It's not released. I was going to say you could go and there'd be 45 minutes of me talking. And, maybe you could do something else with it, but you could just release that. 45 minutes of a guy, one of the early people who did, material online that people could download and watch and that type of stuff. In the very beginning, there'd be a 45-minute video. But what I'm telling you is that there's these other people have videos that, where they had a few words or a few sentences or something taken out. So there'd be more material there that you could work with if you're looking for material. By the way, I've noticed I've been having some trouble with my throat for the last few months. But when you're making videos for YouTube or for anything, what you need to do is you shouldn't be making a video like you're talking to your buddy, your friend, or whatever. You need to emphasize. You need to overdo it. You need to exaggerate it. And if you're wondering, I guess you could listen to radio shows or even TV shows or whatever. And you need to, and that's especially, I can say that it's especially important to do because I have a lot of hearing loss. And it comes across much better if you do it in that way. And you'll be, because sometimes I watch people doing a YouTube video or whatever, and you need to have peaks and things like that. You need to overdo it. I'm sure there's probably a word, there's probably a description of that. So maybe you could look it up and do a video on that. I don't know if you could go in and take some, because then you'd be, somebody would be claiming that you, violated a copyright or something. I was going to say you could go in and pick some and say, this person, you could say this person has good material, but he's just not emphasizing. He's not putting, stuff in. But then probably somebody would be pissed at you for doing it. I don't know. We got a lot of unhappy people, I think, in the world, and it seems like it's getting worse. Let's see. Okay. Let's go back to. So remember, the two that I just showed you are at the top of my, Howard's Notebook on YouTube. Here is my wish list. Actually, I've named it wrong. Okay, I just this, by the way, I do like it. It's right over here. It's small, and no keypad for one thing. I just never have used. I don't need a keypad, and it saves me space, and I need space because I need to have some things around me because, well, I don't want to tip you off to how stupid I am or whatever, but I need to have things that I can reach over here to. And when you have a long keyboard, and depending on how much space you have, I'm limited in space. I'm getting a little better. Anyway, I guess I'll delete this because it's on. Wait a minute, I can move it. That's what I'll do, is move it to let's see. Okay, Jim Howard recommends. I'll put it on there. So now it's been moved. I need some rechargeable batteries. Something too I wanted to ask you about. I mentioned that in a video the other day. The SD chips now have come down big time. I mean big time in price. And now this one showing here, that's not a, that's sort of, in the same, and two, now these cell phones, you can put, many of them, you can put a chip in for like a terabyte on a little chip like that. But yeah, I have a question for you if you have looked into it or whatever. How dependable are the ones that are, I've seen some for like $17. Now, I'm not sure exactly. I don't think it's a terabyte. But I mean, it's, and I don't have much money. But I would definitely like to put, well, I don't need a terabyte in my cell phone. But 512, yeah. But I hate to pay $45 if those chips that are at $17 and $24 and things like that. Here's something I already have in my closet. Now, why did I list on this list? Which list am I on? Gift list, okay. So I'm going to delete this off of the list. I stick things on the list for so I can pop it up and put it, when something, Now, I would like to have this. I ought to move this to the top of the list. Although I do not like, what do you call the ones that are not USB? Because I did mess with that a while, and it was a pain in the butt. But I think that these people here have turned out a terrific product. So if you want to purchase something for me, you can do it by going to that list at the top of my video. And then that's the reason that this, I messed with these a long time ago, microphones. Let's see. Have to pull up the damn name of the, let's see, XLR, okay. And I purchased some XLR. I didn't really like it. Didn't like them because of the fact that you have to have it in your mouth. And but I think there have been big improvements made. They're more expensive too and everything like that. But, and this one, I haven't looked at any reviews of it or anything, but if I can go back exactly to the wish list. Yes, okay. Thank God for computers, huh? Okay, here's one. Look at this. Okay, here is, I've never heard of a smart card. Here's 1 terabyte for $20. And I could, I've got a couple of things for USB things for plugging into, my computers here and stuff like that. But if this is reliable, I might pop one into my cell phone. Here's the thing, the one that I showed you up above, but it includes the microphone or whatever. So I wouldn't mind having that. I mean, saying I wouldn't mind, I would like to have that if you want to. Also, I carried for, God, I worked 19 years hospital security. I carried, when I started out, before that, I worked 30 years security. I carried a C-cell. C-cells, those are, no, it was D-cell, that was it. And that may be why I have arthritis. And then I went to C-cells, flashlight that I carried. And then I went to the rechargeable when they became available or whatever. And I, carried one of those. And, but I've noticed recently advertising, for these rechargeable lights. And when I was allowed to review things for Amazon, I was sent a lot of those smaller ones, tactical lights that just fit in your hand or whatever. And I gave those away for free to people that lived around here and especially the maintenance guys and things like that. But they got some super powerful ones out now, and I'd like to have one in case I decide to go out here at night. If I hear something or something happens, I'm looking for something or somebody or whatever. I'd like to have one of these. And I hate buying ink. Well, I think we all do. I think we all hate buying ink. It's just too, and the printers, the way they set them up, I think they set them up to deliberately, rip you off. Now I used, what was it, at CompUSA, when I worked at CompUSA for a year, I did all their printing of the prices in the store, just me alone. And it used toner, I think it was. I forget the print. I actually bought one. I think my son might have destroyed it or whatever. I think it's in his closet. And I don't even want to step into his room. It's like a biohazard area. But that's what I need to get. Because I just hate buying this ink at these prices. It's ridiculous. I don't actually think I need right now any LAN cable. So I'm going to delete this. Here's another one of those cell phones. I already purchased this, so I can delete this off the list. Right now I don't know what memory I need for which computer. I don't even know what computers I got. I better delete both of these. I don't want somebody to buy something that I really wouldn't use. Okay, now this is the same one, and this is on, I need to move this over. This is on this list, but it should be on the other list. Because I already have one of these. Now, I wouldn't mind somebody buying me. I spent $200 for the one. That's this one right back here. Let's see here. Yeah, here it is right here. But I need to move this over. Yeah, if somebody wants to get me one that's, a little more updated and a little more, has a little more power and what have you, that would be great, and I would thank you. But I better move this to things I want to buy. No, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I need to, okay, I need to move it over to recommend. That's it. By the way, I have two of these. One is here, one's here. But they're okay. They've done okay for me. Uh, I could probably use another one. And I'm going to leave it on this list. I know I could use another one. More ink. Oh, I see. I've already cut. Okay. I think that's, so let's go see what else is on the top of Get Home. Okay. Oh, let's see how much I'm making. Uh, if you're sitting around at home or something and you're going to buy a refrigerator or a television set or whatever, please use my Amazon link. And when you go over to Amazon, if you click on it, you don't need to use, well, you need to use my link to get there. But you don't have to buy the product that you linked on. Once you get to Amazon, as long as you don't log out, you could go over and purchase a big screen TV or, whatever. Oh, I wanted to show you how much I make. Okay. Okay, it shows 0. They must have just paid out to me. Yeah, I think they did that. So it's probably, let's go to payment history. Okay, well, it says unpaid balance, I guess, but they haven't. Okay, so that's strange. So by people clicking on the link, they're going to pay me $14.54. For the month before that, I don't think they actually did, because I think you have to have a minimum of like $25 or something like that. But anyway, for February, they credited me with $6.33. For January, $21. For December, $9.54. And now they're in probably people purchasing Christmas stuff. In November of 2022, I made $78. That helps. But I mean, you can help a lot just by creating a little link. I mean, copying my link or whatever, put it where you can hit a key and just go there if you remember. People are busy though. Anyway, we can skip that, and we want to go back to, let's see here. Okay, here we are. So the next link is TubeBuddy. I don't make any commission. You can set it up where you make a commission, but I'm using TubeBuddy. I pay the minimum. They've got, I think, like 3. The first one is it's cheap, and it gives me additional information about my own site and some things that I can do. And then it also lets me get some additional information on other people's sites. And then there's the next step up or whatever, where it's quite a bit of money, too much money for me to do. I forget what it is. And then they have a higher amount. I guess if you're like some of these people who are, taking in large sums of money, this would be, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign up. But now you can click on TubeBuddy and go there, and you can get some information that's free. And this is, okay, gift for Jim Howard. Okay. I think that's it. Well, I have, let's see. Let's see here. By the way, I quota.com. Oh man, I have in the past for several years, I spent so much time each day reading what people, questions that people ask. Okay, we're going to go here. Let's see here. What happened here? Bad link. Maybe I need to refresh it or something. Anyway, people ask some really good questions. And then what's even better is, of course, people ask stupid questions, and people, like for Trump supporters or whatever, will go in and leave a question, you know. I mean, a ton of them. People will leave a question like, you know, how many people don't know that Trump was our greatest, president of all time? I mean, it's really stupid. I mean, let's see. I don't know why. I'll check with the other browser, and sometime later if I remember it, and then I'll just remove. This is just I don't make any money if you go there, but I've learned a lot from that. But I spent hours because I just start watching reading a few, and then I just get into the whole thing and just keep reading these things. I actually posted some answers on there, but I guess I need to come in and edit this. Now, how long have I been talking here? Let's see if there's a thing here telling me. There is not. Oh, okay, I can pull that up. So I've been talking for 37 minutes. Guess I'll stop now and work on some other stuff. Anyway, thank you very much. If you can, click on those Amazon links and maybe you can help move that number up. I'm so poor that, if people were clicking on, things where I was getting some credit for it, and if I was making $100 a month, I'd be happy with that. I mean, it'd be nice if it was higher, but anything will help. So thank you very much for watching. Let's see, F12 to stop.